and welcome to this build that I'm doing of the Husky Guy Warrior Tanker. Unfortunately, I lost a bit of footage from the early stages of the build, but I've filled in with other stuff to make a to-length video and hopefully something interesting. Anyway, we start off at the caustic soda bath time, and as this vehicle had about 4 or 5 coats of paint on it, I've got a couple of Husky vehicles and I think they were using them for an RAF scenic base, because they're all in a sort of RAF grey blue colour. Anyway, that's the base stuff. And there's the actual body. I'd done it in grey primer, and at that point I'd sprayed the tank white on the back and getting it ready for masking up for spraying the cab and the bottom green. No prizes for guessing what livery it'll be going into. And that's the window unit. I'd actually buffed it with ball polish, the solid polish, and then dipped it into Tamiya X22 to clean it up. I actually cleaned the paints off with brake fluid before I did all that. And here I'm coming to the stages of masking. I've got pinstriping tape, automotive tape and Tamiya tape. I use the pinstriping first because it's easier to conform to small curves. I think it's about 3mm width, so it's easier to conform into the smaller curves we have on these vehicles. And just going around the area where I want it masking off, and it's a bit fiddly, this tape, but it does the job. It's available on eBay fairly cheaply if you look for the automotive types instead of the Tamiya types. Look for the blue one mostly, I think it is. And you can even probably get Tamiya, the automotive tape like that, same width as Tamiya tape, and it's the same stuff, so it'll probably work out cheaper, I think. And what I've done there, you can see in the background 3 strips. Before I proceed, I cut about 6 or 7 strips, or however many I think I'll need to do the job. Then I'm not cutting lengths off in between. I can just go to it and pick the next bit of tape up I want to put on. Here I'm using the tip of the scissors to bed it down where I want it to bed into. Ideally, really, I was lazy and just picked up the scissors, but ideally it'd have been better off with a cocktail stick, so it weren't as bad for scratching the paint. But what I'd done, this had been baked over the top of a radiator. I sprayed it and then put it over the top of a radiator to make the paint, so it made it less likely to peel when the masking comes off, and makes it a bit of a tougher finish. And here I'm just cutting the Tamiya yellow tape. I'm just using it in this instance to fill in after I've done the blue tape. It's a bit wider. It's not the wider Tamiya tape, it's the normal size. I've actually run out of my wider size, so I'll have to buy some new of that. It makes it easier for filling in on jobs like this. You use fewer lengths of tape, so your tape lasts a bit longer. It eats up the thinner tape using it for filling in. And here I'm just making a start on the filling in, picking up the lengths of tape as I've cut them off, and laying them down inside the blue taped areas. You have to be eagle-eyed, and I did miss a little bit on this, so I've had to touch up, but it was only a very small bit and I got off with it basically. But you've got to have eyes like a shithouse rat, to put it bluntly, to get it all laid in good. And basically, you can see here why I use the narrower tape to conform to the corners, because this stuff is a bit trickier to go around. Here we are putting another bit in once that bit's been put in. You can see it starting to build up and fill in the gaps. Just putting it on. Another thing I do, depending on size of it as well, to save money on tape, is I'll cut a bit of cling film out to the size of the area I want to mask, and I'll go around the edges of the cling film with the tape and masking tape the cling film on, so you've got your filling area in cling film and mask down with masking tape. It saves quite a bit of tape doing it that way. I could have done that on this, but it was neither here or there for how much tape I'd have used. And here we have the masking done and ready for the spraying. Here I'm using Vallejo green, and I'm going to be using it with a little touch of black. As you can see, I'll compare it to colour, and it needs toning down a bit, but I think with all things considered, I could have turned round and just left it as is, because acrylic dries a couple of stages darker anyway, so that would have probably dried to round about the colour that it is anyway. But I decided to darken it off with a couple of drops of black, which it darkened it off, and I tried it on, painted it on here, and it pretty well matched it. But with hindsight, because acrylics dry a little bit darker than what you mixed, I could have probably got off with not putting it in. But anyway, here I'm using my cycling bottle. I find it really good piece of kit, and it was cheap. Just an old cycling bottle, and I have it filled with water, and it's there for filling up the airbrush and mixing acrylic paints anyway when I use acrylics. Here I'm spraying on the green colour to bring up the bodywork, and it looks a very nice finish. The white was a very nice finish, and it takes quite a few coats, and to be honest, the end bit it's still not fully covered, but it's something I'll live with. It's not a particularly good covering green, to be honest, that for a green. It's more of a translucent sort of colour, especially once you've mixed it with a thinner. So I'll probably look for another green next time I'm doing it, because I'm going to be doing it in the future on the Matchbox BP tankers. Oops, I give the game away there. I've told you now. It's going to be one of the BP ones, as if you hadn't guessed. It was never, the Husky never did it in BP. I think it was Shell tanker they did it in, I think. I'm not sure if they did others, but That's the one I think they did. Anyway, here I'm coming to cleaning my paintbrush. Another reason why I like the cycling bottle. I can just give it a good squirt in and clean my cup out. And fill the cup up with some water. Tip a little bit out so it's not too high. Then back flush by holding over the end of the nozzle and pulling finger back, and it'll bubble and clean all the paint out that was inside. And give it another flush with my water from my cycling bottle. Another flush out, it's getting cleaner again. And fill it up with a bit of water. And at this point, give it a spray through. It doesn't look like it, but it is coming through there. What I'm going to be doing shortly with my airbrush is it's starting getting to the point where it'll need probably a bit of a strip down, and every so often I'm going to get some cellulose thinners and put cellulose thinners through. But there I'm cleaning the nozzle with a brush. You can do it with a Q-tip as well, just to clean the paint out of the nozzle. But yeah, as I was saying, doing it with cellulose thinners breaks down pretty much all paints because it reacts with other paints, so it'll react and clean them out, break them off the surface and melt them basically, as well as melting the own cellulose paints. So it's a good thinner for cleaning your brush out. And here I've took the actual nozzle off and I'm just cleaning the actual needle and the needle seats. It's basically like a car carburetor. The more you pull it back, the more paint you get because it lets the air through and the paint. So it's like an air paint mix like a car. It'll be a fuel and air mix, so it's a similar principle as a car carburetor. And here, back flushing again, tip it out, and that's where I called it a day. Here I'm removing the masking, just using the tips of the scissors to grab them. You've got to be careful you don't damage the underlying paint. Just be gentle removing it and taking the last little strips off with care, just picking them off so it reveals the edge. You almost always get, you'll need a couple of little touch-ups. I did well on this one really. Probably if I'd have gone round with a little bit of Tamiya X22 to seal my edges before I painted, I wouldn't have been as bad, but anyway, it weren't something that really bothered me. It wasn't really any big shakes. And here, what I'm doing at this point is touching up the white, because I got a little spot of green overspray. Here I'm touching in silvers, detailing work, just to give the little bit of details on it, on lights and door handles, etc. Here I'm doing the tank tops, and here I'm going round with Tamiya Clear Orange for the indicators and the markers. And next I'll be doing the Tamiya Red, unless I've already done it. I might have done it by that point. Yeah, I'm showing the BP decals there. I'd put BP decals on by that point. And here what I'm going to be doing is using plastic coat fast dry project enamel It's a really good shine and dries decently, but I can't recommend it enough. I never bothered loading my Tamiya X22 into my airbrush now because it's nowhere near as good as this, and it's reasonably cheap. I get it in the UK, B&M bargains, but it'll probably be in Wilkinson's and other DIY chips, and just doing the couple last shots on it to bring it up. And then the last thing I did, once that was done, I put the screen back in and put the base on. I attached it with super glue, then sprayed some zip kicker on it to fast dry the super glue. And here we have the finished article, resplendent in its BP livery. And I used a Molotov marker for the chassis and the wheel centres to give them a chromed look, but all in all it's a very smart little model and looking good. It'll look good on the display shelf amongst the other models. I've got another one in a, I'm going to have an unboxing video in a week or so, or just under a week to be honest, and I've got quite a few old 60s cars in there. I've got Corgis, Dinkies and Matchbox, and there's a few Huskies, of which the Tankers are one of them, so I'll probably do the next one in the shell livery. So I have the original and this Code 3. But all in all, I think it's turned out quite a beautiful little thing compared to what I started with. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Even better, if you could press the bell for being notified. And thank you for watching the video, and much appreciated. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.